So here we are with episode 11 of The Demon Girl Next Door, the penultimate of this season. And, well, in the last episode, Yuko finally revealed Momo's secret to her little sister, Rio, and, well, Rio already kind of freaking figured it out. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access to non-seasonal and some seasonal shows on the YouTube memberships. I am 3 weeks ahead in this show, so if you want to catch up with me, then come on over to the YouTube membership for only like $3. But other than that, let us get started. God, Lilith can just... she can just tip over, dude. Totally forgot about, like, how Yuko wanted to learn more about Momo and everything. She's slowly. Yeah, you finally learned how to think things through. Wow. Do the same exact... I don't know about that part, but... She was proud of you for like a couple seconds. But hey, you know, if you want to get to her heart, go through her stomach. Diving into dreams once again, okay. Dominator of dreams. Deep affection, huh? I want to be on the other side. Damn! Oh, you clean up the gunk in her heart too. Who took a picture of her while she was like transforming into a magical girl? Like, she's doing it so fast, don't you think it'd be a blur? Outermost region. Oh my god. This is like Demon Slayer. Physical state of your prey. State. Because you've been fucking taking care of her, yeah! Damn it! Oh! Metatron. Metatron. Is this like him in his prime? Deliberating. Oh. Uh-oh. Former master. Sakura. Oh, that's her non-sister? Yeah, I don't... Yeah, oh, maybe you shouldn't have been so truthful, huh? She doesn't even know what... Oh, the poor lad. Oh. New ancestor? Oh my god. Oh shit, that's some nightmare shit right there. Whew. Oh, and it's locked? Maybe you gotta... Is there a doorbell somewhere? Her door to her heart is locked tight, I suppose? Oh. Way through her heart, through her stomach. Damn. Food? Why does it look like the fucking Matrix inside there? She's just holding her tail. Or maybe she's more aware now. And also, there's no muck. She's lucid dreaming, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh. Well, better give her the lunch. Really fucking out here sponsoring Gala. If she eats in her dream, is she going to wake up full? She's a better villain than you. She's got a notepad ready and everything. Oh, they're just fucking Tetris pieces. Oh, we did learn about that. Maybe she's been getting a little stronger, right? Oh, fucking got her. Why not? That's oh, insignificant filler villain. She just want to be on equal ground. Come on now. Oh, so your dad is alive, I assume? Your lack of knowledge is too overwhelming. Yeah, so your mom is lying to you this whole time. A point based system. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean that she can't keep secrets. Off the carpet. Uh-oh. Uh-huh. If you remember, you should grill her. Put her on the grill. Come on now. And you don't. Put her on the grill. Oh, shit. She's coming to grill you. Okay, first of all. Oh, here's Lilith coming. No. No, you're not grilling my mother. But how can you protect her if you... Bonk. Educated inside the hospital? You'll catch a cold. At least that's the one directed to the ancestor. Oh, was it her sister or Sakura Chiyoda, whatever her name is?
そのあたりの事情は知っています。この町は私の先代の魔法少女が作った結界で魔族を守っている。あ、それってもしかして魔法少女千代田さくらは
Sister-in-law. Okay. Yeah, her non-sister.
姉は実際妹の涼子は封印の影響をあまり受けていないようです。
She's got the good genes.
確かにシャミ子はリオちゃんに比べてポンコツ寄りです。封印で能力が差し押さえ中だった。モモ、オブラートを諦めないで。いえ、成分も多分に含まれていると思います。私も結婚する前からドジっ子でしたから。お母さんは希望を断たないで。シャミ子のお父さんが出稼ぎに行っているというのは。あ、そうですね。優子には本当のことを伝える頃合いかもしれません。
I know, that's what you've been saying, that you should be coming out clear.
夫はさくらさんに封印されました。そして今、このみかん箱に封印されています。このみかん箱に封印されています。なんでどうしてどうやってそうなったんですか？落ち着いた優子と涼子を連れてこの家に帰ってきたら、玄関にこの箱と書き置きがありました。この段ボールは、この段ボールさんは子供二人抱えた聖子さんに託して消えたってことですか
？Some morbid shit. This whole time. Wow. Wow, use your father like how you use your ancestor.
この家のお父さんを10年間も奪ったんですね。そして私は。いえ、さくらさんは本当に縁もない私たち一家のために尽力してくれて。ちょっと整理する時間をください。
At least drink your barley tea.
私、本当にシャミ子の宿泊だったね。
Oh my god. Was Momo wearing a turtleneck? Oh. Just ended. Holy shit, dude. This was a lore dump the episode. I'm just over here like, what the hell? What's going on here? God, they're just like, it's the penultimate episode. We gotta... No more happy slice of life style episodes. You're gonna learn the plot. You're gonna learn the story and what happened to the city. Goodness gracious. But I've got a lot to freaking write after this. I feel like I need to take a seat. I need to sit down. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I thought it was going to be an after credit, but it's just previews. Okay. I'm gonna go write my fucking notes, and we'll be right back to the fucking center. That girl is always so insolent when it comes to me, not to mention that air of superiority she gives off, and it's just like, okay, I mean, you do the same thing too. The only issue is that you don't have the power or the powers to fucking back it up. But I do find this this whole gag where she's like, hey, you know, implant some stuff in the dream, so then she at least give some respect to me, right? That's all I really want, is just some respect. But then it backfires, and it makes Momo see her and think that it's like a bug. It's like, ah, god, this is fucking disgusting, and just toss her out. Just on instinct. Lilith's Journal of Frustrating Experience, number 5963. Wow, Jesus. She's got a lot of grudges out here. Cola. Okay, it's just a plan of cola. Oh, let's see, got the original picture right here. And then we've got all these, I would assume, candid photos. And then here's Momo just petting her. I love that it's a can of peaches too, because it's Momo. But like, okay, you're telling me that Rio took this? Holy wait, she took this with her fucking toy camera? How is that even possible, dude? Fucking talent Rio has. Buying air purifiers on board a space battleship. Also, I love this where Yuko's just like, wow, my dad's doing really good shit. And then Rio, the one who really isn't affected by the curse and anything, right? The one who's got the good genes, the good blood, I guess. She's just over like, I don't know. Right? It's like, I don't know if mom's saying the truth. I swear, you're gonna fucking tell the truth to Rio? Like, hey, I need to tell you the truth. Your dad, he's actually sealing this box this whole time. And then Rio's would just be like, oh yeah, I know. I figured it out. I got the script to the story right here. Stop. No raids. All battles are made by appointment. So, Sakura racked her brains to find a way and managed to swap our family's remaining economic fortune for an increased blessing of Yuko's health. Somehow she rebalanced all of the resources that fate left us so we could survive, which resulted in the $400 curse. So, yeah, basically... all like the fucking bad things. I love that dogs is a part of it too, since Yuko tends to have problems with doggos. Lottery luck. It's very specific. But like health is like she balances it on the other side. At least okay, I'll talk about all these later. The truth is that he is sealed within this Mikan box at this very moment. Can't believe it, y'all. Mikan was the villain this whole time. After Yuko and Ryoko were both in good shape, I took them back home with me and... she's over here writing. She's just like, God, I gotta cross out some stuff. So, I'm sorry, while I was protecting the city, Mr. Joshua? So his name is Joshua? Mr. Joshua got caught up and ended up being sealed away in this box. Sorry. I like that they've got the barley tea on the box, and then after finding out the truth, both Momo and Yuko like took their barley tea off the box. It's just like, oh my god, I've been using your dad as furniture this whole time. And then, right after that, when she puts down the tea, hold on. When she puts down the tea, she doesn't put it on the box, she puts it down on the ground. Very nice. Alright, I'm gonna get this out of my system before I go into the full discussion, but, man, I noticed how Momo was being... I mean, she kind of does this from time to time, where she just spats out these rather mean comments, but like I kind of just see it like almost not really 3 times, like a couple times this episode, but I just felt very, I don't know, I don't feel good about it, which I feel kind of dampers my mood a little bit when it comes to Momo finding out like the real truth and all that. So here it is. One of the first one is, this is the part where, you know, Momo finds out that Yuko isn't even supposed to be running and all that. So, where... okay. Yeah. So Momo, in a not a fit of rage, but like in a fit of worry, right? Her realizing, oh my god, I shouldn't have been doing this for you this whole time, which understandable, right? It kind of comes out of concern, but just the way that she just goes like, are you really that stupid? And it's just like, okay, but like, it's the idea of like, hey, you were sick when you were young, and like the doctors told you weren't supposed to run, but like here is Yuko who's still doing it despite her, you know, her health is getting better, and it kind of comes to the idea of like, hey, you know, maybe her child, when she was a child, yeah, she was sick, but now you can kind of see that she's grown a little bit healthier to the point where she is able to run despite her getting very tired of it, right? But she's not like going to cardiac arrest or whatever if she's fucking running, right? Or if she needs to go to the fucking hospital if she's running. And so it's just like the moment is coming up, it's just like, are you really that stupid? Like, wow, this and then just her saying like, why didn't you ever tell me about this? And it's like, well, people with these sort of issues, they don't want pity for the most part, right? They don't want to be like, oh, I was really sick as a child, and like they don't want, especially people who are sick as a child and then they grow up healthy. They don't want people to pamper them, right? They don't want people to act like they're special. Not saying that this is Yuko, right? But it's the idea of like, well, I don't have to fucking tell you your my fucking secrets, which I enjoy that Yuko kind of comes back and is just like, hey, you don't tell me about your fucking secrets, so why the fuck are you mad about me keeping secrets? Okay. And so in the next part where Yuko, she has the whole misunderstanding and she goes into her crisis management form. And and Momo just says, why did you transform? Are you actually an exhibitionist? Which I think I've already mentioned before, where she talks about how, oh, if you are, you're like naked when you're in this crisis management form, which is just like, no, she's not, right? You're just being a fucking prude. And I was kind of saying, like, is this just some weird form of slut shaming? What's going on here? And just the way that she says that, which is like a thing that's like a perverted, an exhibitionist, they are doing this for a perverse reason because they find pleasure in being naked. And so just her saying that, like, oh, are you a pervert? Like, why the fuck are you out here like that? And it's just like, no, stop. And like, it doesn't help that like Seiko, her Yuko's mom, makes note about this as well, where she's just like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be wearing that when you're outside. You could catch a cold. It's not the idea of, oh, you're you're out here showing skin and all that, right? It's just, no, it's because you are showing skin that you are going to get cold because you don't have a lot of layers on you. And so it's just like, when you see those two different things on like, hey, maybe you shouldn't wear that, right? It's, or it's the way that, I mean, Momo had already made that note before, right? Where saying like, oh, you're naked. Anyways, the third one. The third one is at this point where Seiko talks about how Ryoko is hardly affected by Tsuyo, that's why she's so much better, right? And just her just going and saying, oh, it's true that compared to Ryo, Shamiko is pretty much a waste of space. And it's like, no, stop. Like, even Yuko has to say, like, couldn't you have phrased it nicer? And it just, sometimes when it comes to these stuff and, like, they just frame it as, like, a joke, it just rubs me the wrong way. And I just don't particularly like it. But then Seiko also counters it by being like, well, it's okay if she's like that. She's just like me. I'm a little clumsy as well. Although Yuko's just like, please don't crush my hopes and dreams. But, Seiko's trying to compensate for her daughter. Not compensate, but, try to root for her daughter, albeit it's still not what Yuko wants. And it's just, like, I make the joke of Ryo is the one who gets the good genes. And I'm just like, I mean, that's kind of feels like what it is, but I'm not going to fucking say, like, oh, Yuko's a fucking waste of space, right? Phrasing, and it's just so, it just rubs me the wrong way, and I just don't like it. And again, like I said, the way that she just does this 3 times in this episode, it just really dampens my mood when, like, they hit me with this sad shit about Momo, and, like, I feel like I just don't care all that much. But I'll talk a little bit more about that once we're in the discussion, right? Which we're about to be in the discussion now. Alright, so that was episode 11 of The Demon Girl Next Door. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was I'm kind of muddled between, like, it's a good episode to it's an alright episode, just because it really feels like, okay, we're reaching the end right now. We gotta shove all these fucking plot points right onto you right now. So, like, that's kind of like the alright part that I feel about it, but it kind of was sort of building it, kind of, but not really, where, like, Yuko wants to learn more about Momo, and technically we kind of did learn a little bit more about Momo in terms of that. We finally figure out her sister and all that, but we just ended up just learning like the whole truth about like the Yoshida family and like how Sakura has like some intervention with the curse and all that, right? And like all the other things that they kind of build in like the first or second episode, it kind of comes back, right, with like the whole curse stuff, which, you know what, I might as well just mention it, right, where the reason why they have the curse, the $400 curse, somewhere around there, or the 40,000 yen, I think, per month curse. The reason why they have that curse specifically is because Yuko's dad and Sakura Sakura intervened with the curse and basically adjusted it to the point where it ended up being the curse that we know right now, which explains why, despite them having this curse, for some reason it doesn't really affect their bills, like their hospital bills and stuff, which is made for Yuko, because whenever she needs to go to the hospital, she will at the very least, at the very least will have the fund to pay for the hospital bills. So understandable, right? This is all made for Yuko's health. We also learn the truth about Yuko's dad and where he's been this whole time. He's not dead, but he has been sealed away by Sakura, who just so funny that she just left the box there and left the note. It's just like, yeah, sorry fam. Something happened and I accidentally sealed him. Sorry. Which I still find very funny. So, you know, we learn about Yuko's dad and also the deal that he and Sakura have been making, and the whole idea of Sakura having adjusted the multi-layered seal from ancient times. The cost was very heavy, and because of that, she had a loss of magic, and it made it more difficult for her to protect the city. And so her dad agreed to help her protect the city and such. And I think that's what they said, like something, and you know, an incident happened, and then it just became like that. You know, whether it's kind of like the idea of her dad Yuko's dad got into like a fight or whatever, and he was seriously injured, and the only way to save him was to seal him, right? Because if he's in an enclosed space or whatever, he doesn't have to die or bleed out or whatever, and perhaps he could recover himself within the seal. Who knows? And also, I am thinking about Injustice. Yes, the Teen Titans. So that could be the possibility. It's not like Sakura maliciously sealed him up or anything, right? Didn't seal him up for shits and giggles, that's for sure. And also, I like the idea of a demon and a magical girl protecting the city. Before, it was with Yuko's dad and Sakura, but now it was going to be Momo and Yuko who are going to protect the city together. Also, it kind of allow us to know why Momo kind of lost her motivation to be a magical girl, as she kind of mentions about Mentako, where Mentako used to speak a lot more, but after she lost the motivation, she kind of, you know, stopped really transforming into a magical girl. And also Metako's old now, so he's just mainly a cat who can speak sometimes. So that would explain why she has that loss of motivation, why she was so, and also with Mikan talking about her past, where Momo was very into the whole magical girl thing, right? The whole transformation and how she kept making it faster and faster. And so it's nice to be able to have all these questions literally explained within one episode. But at the same time, it's just like, whoa! There's just so much stuff. Oh my god. It's like, if I don't write all these down, I just feel like I'm going to miss something. I mean, obviously, I'm still going to be missing something, even if I write down notes, but Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, and the other mystery where Momo was going to say something back in the episode when she noticed the seal before she got distracted or something happened, right? And then the conversation got cut off. Here she was able to say that, oh, the barrier was designed to protect demons from being hunted by magical girls. And it was just like, okay. And then we find out that the barrier was made by Sakura, and that when the Yoshida family moved to this apartment, Sakura helped them find an apartment with the barrier. As with what Momo said, a magical girl works on a point-based system. The more demons we hunt, the greater return we get. Which is just like, wow, a point-based system. And, you know, they kind of inform you it's in like the first episode or two, where they talk about the war between the Dark and the Light Clan, but then it's kind of gone to this point where like it just kind of looks like the Light Clan is just overwhelming the Dark Clan, and despite the Dark Clan supposedly be the evil people, it kind of seems like the Light Clan is just really fucking beating down on them. And so they go more into that, where Seiko says the situation for demons back then was much more brutal than it is now. And so Momo says demons in the city are all protected by a barrier set up by Sakura. And it just further implies this idea of the Light Clan just absolutely wailing on the fucking Dark Clan. And also, Momo had mentioned before where she's just like, yeah, you know, nowadays, magical girls, they don't really hunt excessively for demons anymore, but they used to. Like, the situation with demons before were really fucking brutal, and that's why this magical girl literally had to set up a barrier to protect the fucking demons in this city, which also tells us that there are more demons around in this city. We just haven't really seen much of it. So Sakura ended up sealing the dad, and she went missing for 10 plus years. And, despite a lot of mysteries are solved, we're still getting dished out more mysteries, which should be the way that it is. And so we have the question of, we still technically have the question of how the fuck did she disappear, right? Is she actually, like, alive? Or, actually, I just realized, we had the whole talk about magical girls, just poofing, right? When hold on, I have it written somewhere down here. Here it is. Magical girls sometimes dematerialize if they use up too magic. If they lose all of their magic, the bonds holding their body together disappear and they become unable to maintain a physical form. So there's that possibility, since they are also talking about the idea of Sakura losing a lot of magic because she intervened with a multi-layer seal from ancient times. She was already losing a lot of magic before then, and then this whole situation that had happened with the dad, and she had to seal him away, which I would assume could cause her to just dematerialize, just woo! It's like the same idea as like, your dad was in this Mikan box this whole time. It's just like, oh my god, Sakura was just the particles in the air this whole time. She's been watching over. Oh my goodness. So that could be the possibility too. So, and if that's the possibility, right, if they end up figuring out that Sakura has just fucking dematerialized, they have to bring her, whatever her essence or something, and just put her back together and stuff. So there's that. We also got Seiko saying that Yuko might have inherited most of the demon's blood, or demon blood, which is why the curse affects her more. That's why she was really weak when she was young. And Ryoko wasn't all that affected because she didn't really get all that much demon blood, but it also explains why this whole series happened in the first place, right? Because she had more demon blood, and that's why she, of all her family member, is the one who ended up growing horns and tail, right? She was a glitch in the Matrix or whatever, right? And that's the reason why she was able to just break through a little bit of a seal and form her demon form and such. Okay, I did not go in order, so I have to look at. Honestly, the full first half stuff with the dreams and stuff, it's alright. Metatron? I think, I'm just wondering, like, is Metatron Metako, or, like, is Metako just, like, an offspring of Metatron, or, like, well, Metatron says that he is, he's not but 365,000 eyes of Metatron. Does that mean that that's, like, how many Light Clan priests there are, because his whole thing is that he stands watch over pure souls of the Light Clan priests and protect them from vermin filth. So, like, is that the amount, or they just have an excessive amount? Who knows? Oh yeah, and in the halfway point, I just wrote in my notes, I just said, is this a lover's spat? where Yuko comes and tells Momo, hey, you've been keeping secrets from me too, right? The whole thing where Momo got angry. Did I say Yuko? But anyways, you know what I mean. Where Momo got upset that Yuko didn't tell her a secret, and then Yuko's just like, well, you didn't tell me your fucking secret that magical girls dematerialize if they lose magic. And she's like, I want to defeat you. I don't actually want to fucking dematerialize you or whatever. And Momo just goes, well, if you don't want to fucking do that, like, why are you trying to fucking fight with me in the first place? Aren't you trying to fucking break the seal or whatever? Right? They're just having this what I was thinking. I'm like, is this a lover's spat? It's all like the whole idea of Lilith in the beginning, where she's just like, oh, you know, what did she say? Hold on. Around here, where Lilith says, let me guess, you were just putting on a show with all that tough talk earlier. And the truth is, you're just sulking because Momo already knows your secret, and Yugo's just over here fucking blushing and all that, right? Oh, acting tough and all that. It kind of goes back to the idea of Momo wants to, she wants to stand on equal grounds, right? She wants to be able to learn Momo's information, and they could be equal people, equal beings and all that. I want to see this again. Whilst protecting the city, the dad got caught up and ended up being sealed away from this box. I'm sorry. Just go aside. So with basically most of what I've wanted to say, I think I've already said most of what I wanted in my notes. Curse me for not going in order, but I didn't want to go in order. But here's Momo, who is shooketh by the truth. Right? Maybe she is Yuko's mortal enemy after all. Right? As she takes the blame all on herself, where she's just like, oh my god, Sakura stole your dad away from you. And she just up and disappeared. What the fuck? See, when I try to just detach myself from the way that I was already feeling, what I was talking about, you know, with all the whole insult stuff and how it dampens my mood, right? If I try to detach that away from myself and just think about it in Momo's perspective, it is a very shocking thing. And she's the person who puts a lot of responsibility on protecting the city. And as we see in her first time when Yuko came into her dream, and she's just like, oh, I gotta protect the city, but I'm already doing a bad job at that, right? And she already feels that responsibility. And now here she is finding out that her sister, who was also supposed to be protecting the city, did this horrible thing where she stole somebody's dad away from her, from his family, I mean. And it's an understandable perspective, even though I don't agree with it, right? It's the idea of, oh, Sakura's my sister, and the deed that she's done is also my deed because we are family. It's kind of like the idea of, you know, your country has like, your country used to be at war with this other country, and they did like some really bad shit to, they did some really, okay, if I have to just make an example, right? The whole Nanking massacre that happened in World War II with Japan and China. And because of that, China has a very bitter feeling, very angry resentfulness towards Japan. And when you look at it in a general sense, I mean, I guess, right, the whole the whole Nanking massacre was awful. It's absolutely awful. If you learn more and more details about that, you're gonna lose faith in humanity altogether. And you're also gonna be like, wow, the Japanese, they were fucked. Fucked up. But, like, the idea of you harnessing that, and then, you know, maybe like a Chinese person is walking out on the street or something, and they see this Japanese person, and they're just like, that guy, he's a fucking rapist. And it's like, well, first of all, right, the crimes of Japan, that's, you know, on Japan, as like a country, as like the government and all that, and also, Well, okay, I was gonna say like, oh, it's been so long, but no, it was a horrible tragedy, and it shouldn't just be pushed off as, oh, it happened so long ago, which it's not been a long time. World War II is not that long ago. I mean, it is long ago, but like it's not like we're not like 100 years into it already, right? It can still be a very set wound, but when you think about that, like that Japanese person has not done anything to that Chinese person. It's not their guilt. It's not their mission. Not their mission. It's not their guilt to carry. It's not their burden to carry for the most part, right? Especially like as an individual, it's not your fault. It's kind of like the idea of, well, I'm Vietnamese and Vietnam is a communist country and the whole Vietnam War happened. So I was online, I was a kid, and I was chatting. It was on Minecraft, funny enough. And I had mentioned that I was Vietnamese. And so this guy hears that I'm Vietnamese and he was like, oh, so you're a communist, huh? My grandfather fought in the war and he died because of the fucking communist scum. And so here I am, I'm a child on Minecraft who just happens to be Vietnamese, and suddenly I'm being targeted as a fucking communist despite never be a communist in my life. Right? I hope these explanations you're able to understand. And so, that's my whole thoughts on that, right? It's like, this is, so in Momo's stance, right, this was, if she thinks it's a crime, this was her sister's crime, and she should not take that burden upon her. Even Seiko is like, look, your sister, despite stealing my husband and all that, your sister has done a lot of stuff for my family. And Seiko, in her heart, I would assume it's just kind of, well, it was an accident. And I mean, you can even see Seiko, like the difference between Momo and Yuko in this picture. Where, the difference between Yuko and Momo and Seiko, where after they found out the truth, Momo and Yuko have taken their drinks off the box, and Seiko's just like, whatever, I'm gonna keep it on here, at least my husband's useful for something. And she talks about how, like, oh yeah, because it's been sealed, it's heat resistant, it's weight resistant, right? It's shock. It's a shocked improved or whatever, right? You can drop a 50-pound dumbbell on it and like it still will be great, right? And she's been the one who's been using this box. Yuko's just like, oh my god, we've been eating on this box, like we've been eating on our fodder this whole time. And Seiko's just like, it's how, if it's useful, it's useful. And so, despite Seiko being like, yeah, it's not really that bad, and your sister definitely did more good than bad, Momo can't help but to take that crime that her sister did and put it on her shoulder. And so she's just over like, oh, maybe, Yuko, we are mortal enemies after all. And again, if I split myself from my ideals and my beliefs, I get where Momo is coming from. But when I put my beliefs and my ideals back on, it's not Momo's fault. So she shouldn't be taken by this, but again, she is shooketh by the truth, and she just needs time to process it. And it's understandable, right? She got up and she's just like, all right, I need to go home. I need to think about this. So again, when I look at it from Momo's perspective, it is very much understandable, but it kind of just came in and like the way that I was thinking about it, and again the way that Momo was being in this episode kind of dampers my mood a little, and I'm just like, okay. And that's kind of how I feel. Oh, and I just realized I was wondering if she was wearing a turtleneck, but no, she's just wearing a why can't I figure a dress shirt kind of. So what a fashion, by the way, for Momo. Very nice. Oh yeah, and just to wrap up, there was the whole misunderstanding thing, right? Grilling to eat or grilling to question. I thought that was very nice. And I thought that it was nice in terms of how they were able to showcase that in English as well, the scanlators, I mean. So I mean, maybe this was also in the official translation as well. So I thought that was very nice. It kind of went on for a little bit too long. I'll be honest, it kind of got to the point where it was just like, okay, I get it. I understand this whole misunderstanding thing, okay? Like, it's... okay. Although I kind of thought that maybe they were kind of sort of coming to an understanding towards the end, but no, according to Seiko, they were still misunderstanding the whole situation, and she had to be the one who reeled the both of them in for some barley tea. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this, and if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.